Few individuals have cast a longer shadow over global events in recent history than Osama bin Laden. Born in the year of 1957 in the heart of Saudi Arabia, bin Laden's life was far from ordinary. He was born into wealth, the 17th of 50 children of a self-made billionaire. His early life was steeped in comfort and privilege, a stark contrast to the life he would later choose. Yet, his privileged upbringing was intertwined with a radical shift in perspective. Bin Laden's education at King Abdulaziz University exposed him to the potent cocktail of political Islam and anti-Western sentiment. The seeds of jihadist thought were planted in these formative years, nurtured by teachers and peers alike. Osama bin Laden, the wealthy young man who could have chosen a life of comfort and affluence, instead found himself drawn towards a path of radical ideologies. A wealthy youth, exposed to radical ideologies, set the stage for bin Laden's path to infamy. Bin Laden's evolution from a wealthy businessman to a feared terrorist was gradual yet profound. Drawn to the turmoil of Afghanistan during the Soviet invasion, he found himself deeply entangled in the struggle of the Mujahideen resistance. His wealth funded the fight, but it was more than just money. He was personally involved, fighting shoulder to shoulder with the Mujahideen. This experience in Afghanistan was the crucible that formed al-Qaeda. Bin Laden's vision for this organization was not just a resistance group, but a global network of terror. With al-Qaeda's formation, the world was introduced to a new kind of threat, one that didn't respect borders or civilians. Bin Laden's role in atrocities such as the 1998 U.S. Embassy bombings and the 2000 USS Cole bombing underscored his transformation from a businessman to a global terrorist. From Afghanistan's rugged terrain, bin Laden orchestrated a reign of terror that would be felt around the globe. September 11, 2001, a date that would be etched in global memory, was the horrifying culmination of bin Laden's campaign. On that fateful Tuesday, 19 al-Qaeda operatives, under the guidance of bin Laden, executed a series of coordinated suicide attacks on American soil. The World Trade Center in New York City and the Pentagon in Virginia bore the brunt of this unparalleled act of terror, leading to the loss of nearly 3,000 innocent lives. The world reeled in shock, and grief soon gave way to anger and a resolve for justice. The United States, under President George W. Bush, declared the war on terror, vowing to bring bin Laden and his al-Qaeda network to justice. The pursuit for bin Laden, who had now become public enemy number one, was relentless and spanned across continents, involving numerous intelligence agencies and military operations. The world changed on 9/11, and the hunt for the man behind it became a global mission. Osama bin Laden's reign of terror ended in 2011, but his impact on the world continues to be felt. It was a covert operation by the U.S. Navy SEALs in the heart of Pakistan that finally brought bin Laden's reign to a halt. The news of his death sparked a spectrum of reactions worldwide, from relief and jubilation to fear and anger. But the end of bin Laden was not the end of the terror he had inspired. His legacy continues in the form of al-Qaeda, the organization he founded, which remains active today. Moreover, his extremist ideology has inspired the rise of other terrorist organizations, including the notorious ISIS. Bin Laden's influence has extended beyond his life, shaping a new generation of terrorism. His demise did not eradicate the hatred and violence he championed. Rather, it has morphed, taken new forms, and continues to threaten global peace. Bin Laden might be gone, but the world continues to grapple with the aftermath of his actions.